Sometimes I think I need to rename this like Budget Baller instead of Budget Bougie series because like I totally feel like a baller with these items. Hey guys, it's Jess from Shestheposh. Welcome back, and today I'm going to be sharing with you what I think are the best trends that you can find vintage. I make videos every Wednesday and Sunday, all designer and fashion related. I love sharing with you all my tips and tricks. If that's something you're into, please remember to subscribe below and ring my bell. Okay, let's get started. So this is my series called Budget Bougie. I am thinking about renaming it to like Budget Baller, but I know people search budget bougie, like I can't even say it. But I notice like sometimes these videos, when you look them up, they're like designer knockoffs, or they're, they are like the Amazon brands, or dupes of some kinds. But like my series is not about that. These are actual real designer items. I just get to find them, finding them secondhand and vintage. And here's some items, like I get to be a part of these trends, and I don't pay full price. I pay fractions what the retail price is because I buy vintage. So I wanted to share with you some of the best trends that I have found, and I'm rocking vintage this year. Like the first trend I thought of is the Gucci horsebit trend. Like that's the newest thing. I think the Gucci Marmont is on its way out. And if you're noticing, like the newer bags that are coming out is this classic Gucci horsebit that they are known for. And this particular belt here, they have brought back. I saw it on like a YouTuber's what they just bought kind of thing, and I looked up the price. I said, oh, I love that belt. I think it's subtle. It's Gucci, but subtle. I looked up the price for that belt. So this belt coming back is around like over $500. I think it's like $590 or something like that. And then you got to add tax to it. So you're over $600 for this particular belt. When this belt actually came out years and years ago, so I found this particular belt on The Real. I got it for around $160. So a fraction of what the actual price is going for. I really like this belt. It's fun to style. It's Gucci, but you don't like notice it's Gucci. Like that's why I kind of like it. It's very subtle. And then it just, this part goes in the front and you just cinch it in the back. And I love it with like ponchos, scarves, and oversized sweaters. And I haven't tried it with dresses yet, but I think that would look so cute to make a fashion statement, but you don't have to pay a lot for it. Again, I have another Gucci item for you. So this is basically two. So Gucci Monogram, classic Gucci Monogram. You could totally find that vintage, especially the bags. I'm on a hunt for a bag, or I would be showing that to you, is a horsebit vintage Gucci. I like them in the suede, but I also like them in the classic Monogram because those bags are coming back into style, and they are over $2,000, some of them, depending on what you go for. When you can find a vintage piece for $700 or under $1,000 in pretty good shape. But also the Gucci loafers, that's a huge trend. I love it. And I have bought some secondhand ones, but this one here is a vintage style. I got this one for right around $200, and this original one costs around $700 to $800. This is in like new condition, very lightly worn, great classic piece. The only difference is I think that the heel height and the shape of that is a little bit different, but when I'm wearing this, like nobody notices. Like no one's going to notice that this is the vintage one because this style has come back. They're not going to notice that. They're just going to notice that I am absolutely fabulous. And I got this for a freaking steal. So you can find these, I recommend on Poshmark, because if you look for the vintage items on The Real, which is another platform, they're actually close to $300 for these vintage pieces. So I recommend a Poshmark as well for this. But definitely look for those places, get vintage, the Monogram, and try to find some really cute loafers as well. And the ever popular Chanel trend. I mean, Chanel is always on trend. It's always relevant. Everybody wants the classic styles. That's why everybody says to invest in those. However, the Chanel prices are going up and up and up and up and up. And I can't see myself ever anymore going to a Chanel store and literally paying like full price for anything in there. And as you know, Chanel products do not go on sale. So I went the vintage route. So this is a vintage classic flap right here. This is the double flap right here. And I got this vintage, and this was retailing for around $1,800. It only ended up costing me a couple $100 out of my own money because I sold bags to a Fashion File, and then I got it restored from the leather surgeons. It cost me $375. I will have that down below, but I just recommend trying to find the classic flab, some Chanel pieces, find them vintage. Not only are you helping the environment, you're helping your wallets. Like, you can find some beautiful bags that can get restored. And I mean, seriously, how people are not gonna know this age. People are not gonna know that she's like over 30 years old, right? They're just gonna know she's gorgeous, she's fabulous, and she likes to party. So yeah, this is goals for my life, to look this fabulous as I age as well. So yeah, definitely a great way to get yourself a Chanel classic piece is to find yourself a really cute vintage. Another trend that I chose the vintage route for is the Bottega Veneta bag. This is, I think it's called the Terrancado weave print. This is huge. This is definitely trend. I don't know if this is going to be here to stay long term, but they're having a comeback with this, and I love a hobo bag. I was like, this is a trend I can definitely get on board with. However, when I looked at the prices of the brand new bags, we're looking at $2,000 and up, depending on the style. And for me, I do love it, but I don't love anything for like that are in thousands of dollars. I mean, for me, I always try to find it cheaper. So I was lucky enough to get this on eBay. It had some wear just to the corners, but there was no tears to the weaving. The lining was in great shape, just a few little stains that were in the lining. And I got this in eBay auction for under $350. I want to say it was like $330, $340. And I absolutely love the color. I love how it sags. I love how it's oversized, cute, and chic. Most people aren't gonna realize this is designer, which is really cool. And a lot of, if you look at Target and the other brands, they're producing bags that are similar to this. And in my opinion, like going for vintage, like you're gonna have the original, right? You're gonna have the original while everybody else who's buying these brand new pieces are having a copy. In my opinion, they have the copy. You have the original, you get to enjoy the trends. And I think now you might be looking at $500 to $700 for these vintage pieces, but still, that is a fraction of the $2,000. You get to enjoy it. And before the trend dies down, if you're over it, you can sell it and get all your money back and maybe make some money if the trend just keeps going strong as it is right now. So definitely for the Bottega trend, definitely go for a vintage. And next, again, it is something that is always on trend, and that is the monogram. I know some people are like, oh, I'm monogrammed out, but I don't think anyone is ever really monogrammed out. Are they? I don't know. I don't think so. So these are some vintage pieces that I found. I found this one on eBay. Again, it's not a classic style, but it's monogram, which is always classic. I loved this, and since it's not like a super, it's not the Speedy and it's not the Neverfull, I found a great price for this. I got this for just under $400. And this one here, I got this around $460. This one is still being sold in stores. This is my Louis Vuitton Noé bag, my love affair, my best girlfriend. Like, she's perfect. And I just think that you can't go wrong with Louis Vuitton classic canvas. If you're looking for a bag, you don't want to spend a lot of money, go vintage, because the quality is impeccable, especially if you go for pieces like this. It's not the pieces that everybody else has. Like, I'm noticing like there's so many fake Louis Vuittons because of Amazon. Like, they have those fake Amazon Louis Vuitton bags, they're never full. They have that, but they're not doing these ones. Like, you don't see these bags on Amazon. You know, and for me, it's like I started hating the Neverfull because seeing like so many fake ones that are out there, I just did not like looking at it, even the real pieces. So I recommend going vintage. Get yourself a piece that nobody is copying right now and have a gorgeous piece of luxury, and you won't look like everybody else, and you won't have people like me, because I'm awful, looking at your bag and like, is that real or is that Amazon? Because I do that. I can't be the only one that like looks at people's bags and it's like I'm not saying anything, but like I'm in line, you know, you're in line and you're like, girl, that's Amazon, you know? You gotta get yourself the real one. You could get yourself one for so much cheaper, better quality if you go the vintage route. All right, guys, that is everything. I hope you enjoyed this. And I just want you to think, like when I do these budget series, like you can have, there's affordable ways to have some beautiful designer pieces, and you can also be on trend. Like you can buy vintage and be on trend, because if you notice, styles and fashion come back around, and there's almost always some kind of vintage piece that you can find that can add to the trends of today. And as always, I want to thank you so much for watching. and I hope to see you again. Bye, guys.